Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge questions Thomas' engagement to Paris, and Hope accuses Steffy of having in docket Thursday, June 27, 2024 moment on the Bold and the Beautiful. Thomas defends his passions for Paris, Hope and Steffy dispute, and new details about Tom's once come to light as Luna grills Poppy. At Forrester, Steffy calls Hope out for kissing Thomas. She tells her he's moving on with Paris, someone who's committed to him and wants a future with him. You need to leave Thomas alone and admire his wishes. Hope asks if it doesn't worry her that Thomas proposed to her not that long ago and is now engaged to Paris. Come on, Steffy. That doesn't concern you. In the design office, Ridge is still trying to reuse that Paris and Thomas are engaged when his son walks in. He'd have told his father about his engagement sooner, but it didn't feel like the right time. Ridge asks why he'd keep this from him. You told Steffy, but you didn't tell me. Why? Thomas knows he's meddled up with connections in the history. He just wanted to be 100% sure about this before he told him. I am, Dad. At Bill's place, Luna asks her mama if she's okay. She's been out of it since the pizza Joe came. Bill walks by and couldn't help but eavesdrop. He asks who came by. Poppy says a deliverer Joe came by and she was awaiting him. Bill's unimpressed with his security and says he'll deal with them. He's veritably defensive of his family. He steps down to take a call from Liam about work, and Luna notices a leaflet about live music by Tom Starr at Il Giardino tonight. She tells her mama it sounds like fun. They should go. At Il Giardino, Tom strums his guitar and tells Cleric and Hollis that music has been a big part of his life all of his life. Cleric is blown down by his gift and gushes that the patrons are in for a treat. Tom appreciates the occasion. Hollis asks about his performing history. Tom says he's performed at bars and carnivals. Music's in my blood. Hollis thinks it must have been a rush, playing on stage. Tom reveals that he'd quite a following and got some radio play. They ask if they know the song. Tom says they'll have to hear and find out for themselves. In the design office, Paris exits and Thomas says to his father, surprise. Ridge asks if Douglas likes her. Thomas says he does and it goes both ways. Ridge says they feel good together. I like her. Everyone in the structure likes her. Thomas feels like there's a but coming. Ridge asks why he needs to get married after everything he just went through with Hope. In the main office, Steffy is concerned that Hope will try to get in her family's head. They go over the reasons Hope turned him down. She says this feels hurried and arch-conservative. How can you actually say that you don't agree? At Bill's place, Luna tells her mama that they should go see this Tom Starr Joe. Bill rejoins them and Luna asks if he sings. He jokes that every canine howls along with him. Poppy thinks they should stay home together. Luna suddenly asks if guarding her heart was the only reason she didn't tell her who her father was all these times. At Il Giardino, Tom addresses to Hollis about what it's like to inspire and followership. Hollis assumes he'd groupies. Tom admits the girls were crazy for him, but that was a long time ago. A continuance. Deacon muses that perhaps he can get a little of that magic back tonight. In the design office, Thomas insists to his father that he's ready to marry Paris. There was a spark between them indeed when they billeted together. Ridge demurs that a spark and getting wedded are two different effects. Thomas says he was a mess when he got to Paris, and Paris pulled him out of that. Ridge asks if he loves her or does he just need to shut down his passions for Hope. Thomas asks if he really thinks he'd use Paris to get over Hope. Ridge says it's a terrible reason to marry someone. Thomas insists that's not the reason. He eventually let go of Hope and this awful person was standing right in front of him. He understands his father's concern, but Hope couldn't commit to him. Perhaps this was all just meant to be the way it all unfolded. He tells Ridge that Paris is the woman he wants to be with, and I am going to marry her. In the main office, Steffy thinks Thomas is an overgrown man who can make his own opinions. Hope can't understand why she's not upset. Steffy thinks Hope is really just concerned about herself. She wants Thomas to still be in love with her, and it's really sad. Hope says she told Thomas that she'd admire his decision. Steffy snarks that she also kissed him. Hope feels she missed it and reminds her that her passions for him haven't changed. At Bill's place, he tells Luna that her mama had her reasons for keeping quiet. Luna can't understand why she need to be defended from him. Poppy says she's right and she feels incredibly shamefaced. Luna asks if there's another reason why she didn't tell her the verity. At Il Giardino, Tom prepares for the show on stage. He sips some water and thinks. In the main office, Hope prodigies if Steffy's indeed allowed. About how this might impact Douglas. She realizes Steffy knew all along and didn't say anything. Hope smothers that she's presumably been pushing them together. Steffy knew they were together, but the engagement was news to her. She's happy that he's eventually with a woman who truly loves and appreciates him. At least she's not wearing his engagement ring around her neck as a choker, my God. Hope smothers that she just wants her family with anyone but her. And that's what this is each about, isn't it, Steffy? Steffy Forrester throws Thomas to the wolves. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas Forrester makes his largely awaited return to Los Angeles, and Hope Logan is thrilled to see him and wants to pick up where they left off. Rather than cover her family, will Steffy Forrester throw Thomas to the wolves to save her own marriage? Then's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful, spoilers ahead. According to B&B Spoilers, when Thomas and Hope reunite, she'll surprise him and reveal she wants to try to make effects work. Hope hasn't exactly been losing sleep over Thomas leaving, she's further than likely trying to distract herself from her growing preoccupation with Dr. John Finnegan and Steffy Forrester will be on the same runner. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Thomas Forrester surprised by Steffy's 180. Steffy Forrester principally transferred Thomas down to cover him from getting his heart broken by Hope Logan for the umpteenth time. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Steffy Forrester throws Thomas to the wolves. Everyone knows that Thomas plotted with his internal health, and Steffy has been trying to help him from having another mannequin meltdown. Still, Thomas' family will suddenly change her tune. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers allude that when Thomas reveals to his family that he and Hope might give their relationship another chance, Steffy actually encourages him to pursue the doomed relationship. Ironically, Hope could just be using Thomas to get under Steffy's skin and will suppose her plan is working. Little does she know, Steffy is playing her like a swindle. B&B spoilers, Steffy Forrester's shady move against Thomas Forrester. Steffy has seen the jotting on the wall and the chemistry brewing between her hubby Finn and nemesis Hope. In a hopeless attempt to save her worried marriage and keep Hope down from Finn, she'll have her family walk the plank and distract the other woman in her marriage. However, will Steffy be suitable to sleep at night? If Thomas gets hurt in the process, do you suppose Steffy will actually encourage her family to pursue Hope Logan? If you were in her shoes, would you do the same?